So this here would be like my first frame. I have a pot that I made entirely out of using the rectangle and ellipse tool. And then I have this like grass down here, and anything that doesn't need to move can be merged together. So like my pot and my grass and my sky are never going to move. So I'm going to select all those, right click and merge those layers. And I'm just going to put it as the background. Now if you're drawing these individually, um, you won't have to make groups for your layers, but if you're doing it like I am, where I'm painting like one by one each thing that's moving, then you'll want to put your layers in a group so that they're still movable. But then after you're done, you're gonna have to merge them and then take it out of the group folder. I'll explain it when we get there. Anyway, and I'm going to just real quickly kind of show you, like if I wanted to add a cloud, I could do this with the ellipse tool, or you can draw it, of course. Let me see what that looks like. I'm good with that. I'm going to bring that up, and I'm going to merge these. And I might move this cloud later, so I'm going to leave it as a separate layer so that it is movable. Then I'm just going to duplicate this. Maybe. Duplicate. And maybe put this one a little off-centered. And I don't know yet if I'll move that, so I'm just going to have that as my second cloud. Okay, so this here is all going to be just how my animation starts. So I'm going to select all of these, and I'm going to add a folder here to group them. And then this is my frame one. Okay. Now again, if you drew your animation and you're going to draw your next one on a different layer, then that's okay. You don't have to do this. But if you have multiple layers, you have to group them or your layer panel is going to get out of control. Okay, so now I'm going to duplicate this frame, this folder. This is going to be my frame 2. So you want your first layer to be at the bottom. You want to stay at the bottom, and you'll just keep working from there, which I think it's different in Photoshop. I think you have to work from the other side. But anyway, okay, so now I'm going to have my new layer here that I'm going to draw on. I'm going to use the paintbrush, and I'm going to start adding like a stem growing. That may be too fast. And that's it for that one. That's all I'm doing. You can make sure that you've added it. Okay, and duplicate it. So now I'm going to go back to, this is my stem. I'm going to go back and add more to my stem. Just for frame 3, I'm going to duplicate that. And maybe now I'm going to move this cloud. Okay, so I moved those. I'm going to go back to my stem, and I'm going to add a leaf growing. Okay, and remember to take screenshots. So let's say I want to take a screenshot here. I'm going to do Window Shift S, and I'm going to draw over my workspace here. Make sure you get your layers in there. So you can just Control V to paste your screenshot. And you want to use arrows to point out like what it is you're doing. So I'm going to draw an arrow to the paintbrush. I'm going to rotate this. Okay, and then I'm going to do another arrow to where my leaf is. Okay, not like that. Okay. Another arrow to where my leaf is. Maybe can try to connect those arrows. And then I would write my description. Something like I use the paintbrush tool to create the beginning of a leaf. That's about it. You can include that you moved the clouds over 2 times. Like, that's up to you. Okay. So I have my frame 4. I'm going to duplicate that. I'm going to bring out the stem more. Sorry, the leaf. Again, this is not the best photo. And then maybe my flower is starting to grow. Just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to duplicate that. So if you kind of wanted to see, let me take off this guide, what it looked like, what it's going to look like, you can come and hide all of these layers. Just click and drag down. And then slowly you can turn it back on to kind of see what's going to happen in your animation. Okay, now if you just have layers, then you're good to go to the next part. If you don't, you're going to have to do a little bit of work. I'm sorry. You're going to come into each of your folders, expand them, shift for all the layers, merge the layers. Again, change the name. You can just put the frame number. Then you need to pull it out of your folder and then delete the folder. I know it's a lot of work, but if you leave it like this, it's not going to work because I already tried it. So merge layers, change the name so you don't forget what it is. Take it out of the folder. Make sure you click the folder to delete it. If you accidentally delete this by mistake, you can just do Control Z to undo it because I did that my first time trying this. Again, layers, merge, change it to 8, bring it out, delete the folder, expand your next one, hold down Shift to select all layers, merge the layers, change the name to the frame number, take it out of the folder, click on the folder, delete the folder, and so on. So once you're done with that, you want to check again that you have all your layers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. If you're missing one, don't freak out. Hopefully we can get it back. If not, we'll have to redo it, that one frame. Anyway, okay, so after that, we're going to click on this first layer, layer 10, hold down Shift and click on layer 1. So they should all be selected. You're going to go to Layer, Animation, Make Frames, and now all your layers should have this little A in front of it, okay? Now we're going to go to File, Export as, GIF, and you should be able to see your little GIF that you created. Now here it lets you mess with the speed. You don't want it to be too slow, but you definitely could mess with the speed if you wanted to. So don't just bypass that. See how fast you want. Now don't make it like too super fast where you can't tell what the heck's going on, okay? I would say probably not over 125. It's a little too fast. If you happen to put your layer 1 at the top and then your other layer at the bottom, you can reverse frames. So it would go That would make it go the other way. So make sure you name your GIF. For now, you can name it whatever. If you wanted it to be what A&T wants, we do have a file name requirement that they want you to use, so it's important that you do it right. It says that your title, that your GIF file name should be renamed to include at least the title of your GIF and your last name. So maybe mine is flower pot, then underscore, and my last name. Okay, and click save. It's downloaded here. I would go ahead and put that in your drive so that you don't lose it